Hey, it's RC Thornton here, tax professional. Hope you're having a great day. And I wanted to make a quick video to discuss what the IRS can do as far as enforcement goes to business owners who owe a substantial balance of money to the IRS. Now, why do I talk about business owners and substantial amount of money to the IRS? Because, you know, most people out there that owe the IRS maybe owe like $10,000, $20,000, $25,000. And for those guys, like, you need to take care of the problem, but honestly, you're pretty low on their radar. But if you're a business owner that owes them $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, $300,000, payroll taxes, federal excise taxes, you're at a whole new level of play. And from my vantage point, I've worked with so many business owners that have these humongous amounts of back taxes due to the IRS. I have seen how enforcement really goes up to a level that most people never see. So if you are one of those business owners in that situation, listen very closely, because here's what you need to expect. The number one thing you have to understand is that one of the IRS's top enforcement priorities in the entire world is going after entrepreneurs who owe a substantial amount of money to the IRS. So if you owe them $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, even if you owe them like $100,000, and especially if you have no plan in place to stop the continuation of owing them more every single year, you are right at the top of their list. They know, and they go after people who do this. And what happens when people owe this larger amount of money is so often is it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen next week, but eventually they will assign a local collections officer to your case called a revenue officer. Now, normally when people owe the IRS money, like, there's no specific person assigned to them, right? They're just kind of like, you know, out there, and there's a call center of IRS people that deal with the collections matter. But if you owe them a lot of money, they'll assign someone locally to your case called a revenue officer. And the thing about having a revenue officer is now you have a guy or a girl watching you and monitoring your situation at all times. And they enforce at the highest level. Here's what I've seen. I've seen them contact your customers. I've seen that a lot, you know, where they'll contact your customers and say, hey, Bob owes the IRS $300,000. Now, you customer, you pay us all the money that you owe to Bob. And I especially see that, like, for example, with real estate agents. Like, they can get into your broker and garnish your commissions that way. They can empty your bank account, but I'm sure you already knew that. But the difference between having a revenue officer doing that versus someone else is they'll sit there and continue to just empty it. I've talked with people that had the IRS empty their bank accounts like once a month, and they just kept going and going and going until finally this person decided to hire us and we got it fixed for them. And they basically scrutinize it to the highest possible level. I mean, they're going through, you know, mountains of bank statements. They're analyzing every little thing that they possibly can to learn more about you and your financial situation. And you know, why does it get to this point? 9 out of 10 times it's because people put their head into the sand and they think like, well, you know I owe the IRS, but they're kind of like not going after me, and you know, it's stressful and I have all this other stuff, so out of sight, out of mind, right? Until it's not. And I can just tell you that if it gets to this point, it's not that the problem can't be fixed, because it can be fixed. I've helped a lot of people in this situation, but you are at the highest possible level of enforcement, and they have the biggest tools at their advantage to be able to go after you, because now you have someone assigned to your case. So 2 words of advice. If you owe the IRS a lot of money and you're a business owner, don't wait for it to get to this point. You know, there's no reason. You're just hurting yourself, right? If you are at this point, you really need to start taking it very seriously what you're going to do about it, because these guys are not going to go away once they're assigned to the case. You have to get it fixed and you have to tackle it. So if this is something that, you know, you would like to consider maybe having my help on, if you'd like to learn more about your options, if you'd like to get some advice on how to handle this situation, I definitely invite you to apply for a tax strategy session with me. And the way you do that is either above or below somewhere. There's going to be a link, and you can actually sign up for a time. There's a little intake survey I'll have you complete. You can pick a time directly on my calendar, and I will call you at the time you pick. And as I always say, it's not a sales pitch. I'll just do the best I can to help you out and give you a little information. But if you are at this situation, it's a serious issue. And, you know, and I don't just say this because people might say, well, RC, you know, a guy in your position, you'd always say like, it's so important and you can't wait to do it. Of course you're going to say that. I'm just telling you, from my vantage point of having talked with thousands of people on the phone about this and having had tons of clients I've helped, all the guys that waited got creamed the most. The people that were proactive, it's not to say it was easy, but the result was certainly a lot better. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you understand kind of the difference between how the IRS enforces on larger accounts with larger amounts owed, and I look forward to talking to you soon.